It's often necessary for celebrities to step away to escape the pressures of fame. They might do that forever, never returning to the limelight. They choose school, family, other business ventures, or just a normal life. Sometimes they take a temporary hiatus. Keep watching to learn about some major names who are no longer actresses. Kelly LeBrock. Kelly started her career as a model. She became famous for her role in 1985's Weird Science. Her career seemed bright, and she landed a part in 1990's Hard to Kill. That's where she met husband Steven Seagal. They had a public and messy divorce in 1996, and it convinced her to quit the film industry altogether. She told Fox News becoming famous when she was young didn't do her any good. She even considered it traumatizing. Kelly admits that being famous isn't for everyone. She doesn't consider herself a Hollywood girl who wanted constant attention, but more than anything, she wanted to shield her 3 children from it. She lived in the wilderness with no TV or strong internet for 25 years. She dropped her representation and focused on living a simple life with her family, including 3 children and 3 grandchildren. She's only appeared on screen a few times since then, the last one being 2021's Tomorrow's Today. She said there was always a small itch to return, but a script had to be special to lure her back. Deborah Winger. Deborah's career was at its peak in 1994. She had starred in a variety of successful projects like Terms of Endearment, An Officer and a Gentleman, and Shadowlands. She also had 3 Academy Award nominations under her belt. 1994 was also the year she retired from the business for 6 years. It was a short hiatus, but left a mark because of how much of a major name she had become. Rosanna Arquette made a documentary in 2022 about the pressures put on women in Hollywood and named it after her, Searching for Deborah Winger. Deborah has spoken about her decision many times. Her primary reason was a desire to spend more time with her family. She has a son named Noah with her first husband, Timothy Hutton, and another son, Babe, with her current husband, Arliss Howard. Deborah told The Guardian in 2002 there were several reasons she left. She said she didn't want to leave her family for months to complete a film just to get a paycheck. The roles she was offered also weren't interesting enough. Her mother was also reaching the end of her life at the time. And she was concerned about the pressures put on an actress once they turned 40. Walking away helped Deborah feel free. She didn't have to base her self-worth on what others thought of her. She also didn't have to spend time auditioning and waiting for acceptance calls. She never wanted her retirement from acting to be permanent, though. She's been slowly returning to films, such as 2001's Big Bad Love and 2008's Rachel Getting Married. Her most recent role was in the 2021 series Mr. Corman. She's just pleased to be able to control her career in her own way and choose roles on her own time. Danica McKellar. Danica McKellar became a huge star from her role in The Wonder Years. It was a role that could have catapulted her to years of work, but instead she decided to step away. She went to school at UCLA, and once she was there, she realized how closely she'd be associated with the role. Everyone on campus would shout out, "Hey, Winnie!" She wanted to escape it and find herself and develop her own identity. She also found it difficult to balance acting and schoolwork and needed to choose one or the other. Experiencing these struggles while she was young helped her learn how to protect her family from them. She told her 11-year-old son, Draco, that she'd never push him towards being an actor. At the same time, she would support him and enroll him in acting classes if that's what he wanted. Danica decided to focus on school once the Wonder Years ended. She graduated summa cum laude with a mathematics degree in 1988. She's also published 11 children's books to encourage the younger generation to develop a love for mathematics. Susan Dey. At age 18, Susan managed a feat that many actresses only dream of, starring in 2 hit series, The Partridge Family and L.A. Law. That put her amongst the likes of Carol O'Connor, Bill Bixby, and Mary Tyler Moore. She received many offers for roles after that, and after many successes, began turning them down. One of her most notable snubs was the role of Sandy in Grease. Olivia Newton-John was even considered for her role as Laurie on The Partridge Family. She appeared in the 2002 L.A. Law reunion movie, but not in The Partridge Family reunion due to a falling out with the cast. Her final film was Rain in 2003, and her final TV appearance was an episode of Third Watch in 2004. It turns out Susan left the business to be a mother, wife, and activist. She had a daughter, Sarah, with Len Hershan in 1976, and her early success gave her the financial security to walk away. Today, she lives in upstate New York with her husband, Bernard Safonsky. Her daughter briefly acted but never made a major career out of it. Despite the drama, she also expressed condolences after the death of her Partridge Family co-star and friend Suzanne Koff on April 27, 2015. Phoebe Cates. Phoebe is best known for her role in 1982's Fast Times at Ridgemont High. She followed it up with Drop Dead Fred and the Gremlin films and became an icon of the 80s and 90s. Then, all of a sudden, there was a major gap in her appearances. She showed up in 2001's The Anniversary Party, but hasn't appeared on screen in person again. The last time she was even close to the spotlight was when she voiced her Gremlins character in the 2015 video game Lego Dimensions. Motherhood may have been the reason. She has 2 children, Greta and Owen, with husband Kevin Kline. They met while auditioning for The Big Chill. She didn't get the role, but he hired her former assistant to set up a date. That was the beginning of a beautiful relationship and family. The couple intended to alternate so that they were never working at the same time. Kevin kept acting, but Phoebe decided to stay with the children. She now has a new business venture. She opened up her store, Blue Tree, on Madison Avenue in 2005. Kevin helped come up with the name, referencing the blue trees and Fauvist paintings. It's a general store selling clothing, jewelry, home goods, and more. The couple never forced their children into the spotlight, and their daughter Greta says they were never into celebrity culture. She's now a musician who performed with Porches from 2013 to 2015 and now plays as Frankie Cosmos. Owen produces and writes. Both of them have appeared in films like The Squid and the Whale and The Anniversary Party. Bridget Fonda. Bridget was essentially born into the entertainment industry as part of the famous Fonda family. Her first role was when she was 5, and she worked with her father, Peter, in 1969's Easy Rider. She also studied drama at the Lee Strasberg Theater and Film Institute and NYU's Tisch School of the Arts. Jane made a name for herself in films like The Godfather Part 3 and Single White Female. Her work in Scandal and the TV movie After Amy earned her 2 Golden Globe nominations. Her final major credit was in the 2002 miniseries Snow Queen. Life began to change after that, for better and for worse. She fractured a vertebra after a rollover car collision in February of 2003. A month later, she got engaged to Danny Elfman. They had their son Oliver in 2005. She became a mother and dropped out of the spotlight. Sometime later, Bridget was spotted at LAX airport. The press asked if she intended to start her acting career up again. She gave a very clear no and said it's too nice being a civilian. Karen Parsons. Karen stole the show in almost every project she was in. That included shows and movies like The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Major Payne, and The Job. Her final appearance was in 2002's Sweet Thing. After that, she shifted her focus entirely. She now has a daughter named Lana and a son named Nico. She started a nonprofit called the Sweet Blackberry Foundation in 2002. It creates animated films and books about lesser-known Black heroes. She also became a successful writer and published 3 children's books to date. Danica McKellar. Danica McKellar is an accomplished actress, author, and even a mathematician. She's also one of the best-known 80s actresses, known for her role as Winnie Cooper in The Wonder Years. She was born January 3, 1975 in La Jolla, California. She began her career as a child and had small roles on several popular TV series, including The Twilight Zone, The Love Boat, and The Hogan Family. But it was her role in The Wonder Years that made her a star. The show ran 6 seasons from 1988 to 93, and her character, Winnie Cooper, was the main character Kevin's love interest and best friend. For her performance, she won the Young Artist Award in 1990. She continued to work as an actress when she became an adult. She appeared in popular TV shows like Walker, Texas Ranger, The West Wing, and How I Met Your Mother. She also lent her voice to several animated shows and movies, including Static Shock, Shaolin Showdown, and is now the current voice of Judy Jetson. She's also a published author and an accomplished mathematician. She's written many books that encourage young ladies to pursue higher studies in mathematics. She's a huge advocate for STEM education, and when she's not on the red carpet, she's speaking at conferences to discuss the importance of STEM education for American children, especially young girls. Olivia d'Abo. Olivia d'Abo is an English actress and singer known for her prolific career in film, TV, and in the music industry. Born January 22, 1969, in London, Olivia began her career in the United States. She started as a child actress in the late 70s, appearing on several television commercials and getting bit parts in shows like The Love Boat and Fantasy Island. But while the 70s is when she got her start, she solidified her position as one of our favorite 80s actresses. She got her big break on The Wonder Years. She was cast as Karen Arnold, older sister of Kevin. Her portrayal earned her much praise and a loyal set of fans. After the show ended, she worked mostly in TV. She acted in shows like Star Trek: The Next Generation, Law & Order, Criminal Intent, and Psych. She's also had a great movie career and appeared in films like Bullies, Clean Slate, Hacks, and The Nana Project, an upcoming film. Apart from her work in film and TV, she's also a talented singer and songwriter. She released her debut album, Not TV, in 2008. She's performed live and also provided backing vocals for other artists, including Julian Lennon. Priscilla Barnes. Priscilla Barnes was born December 7, 1955, in Fort Dix, New Jersey. She first began her career as a model before switching to acting in the 70s. But she's one of our favorite 80s actresses. It was in the 80s when she became a familiar face on television. She made several guest appearances on many of the most popular shows of the decade. One of her earliest major roles was on Taxi. She played a love interest of Tony Danza's character. But it was her role as Terry Alden on the hit sitcom Three's Company that brought her to stardom. She joined the show in 1981 and replaced Suzanne Summers. While she had big shoes to fill, she filled them well. She remained with the show until it ended in 1984. After that, Priscilla Barnes continued to work in TV and film. She appeared in shows like LA Law, Beverly Hills 90210, and Touched by an Angel. She also had a prolific film career, which continues to this day. Her notable films include Mumford, The Devil's Reject, and Helen Alone. For newer audiences, she's most known for her roles in Jane the Virgin and the TV movie Hot for My Name. Geena Davis. Geena Davis was born January 21, 1956, in Wareham, Massachusetts. You probably know her best for her slew of great films from Tootsie to The Fly, Beetlejuice, and Thelma and Louise. One of her earliest roles was on the popular series Knight Rider, where she played Michael Knight's love interest. She also had a recurring role on Family Ties when she played Alex Keaton's girlfriend. This was when audiences first became aware of her, and it opened the door for acting opportunities that she had moving forward. In the 90s, it was films like Thelma and Louise and The Long Kiss Goodnight that made her a star. She also received an abundance of praise for appearing in the Australian film Accidents Happen. She's appeared in the Exorcist TV series. Her most recent film was the 2020 film Ava. Soleil Moon Frye. Soleil Moon Frye was born August 6, 1976 in Glendora, California. She began her career as a child actress in the early 80s. One of her most popular roles was when she appeared as Punky Brewster in Punky Brewster. That ran from 1984 to 1998 and made her a star. She played this quirky and hyper-young girl who had been abandoned by her parents only to be adopted by Grumpy Henry. It was thanks to her work on Punky Brewster that she landed roles on many other TV shows during the same decade. She appeared on shows like The Wonder Years, Saved by the Bell, and Who's the Boss? As an adult, she's continued to work in showbiz and has been in front of and behind the camera. She's directed episodes of TV shows including The Proud Family and Sabrina the Teenage Witch. In 2021, she reprised her role as Punky Brewster in a streaming reboot of the series. But in this new show, her character is grown up and she's going through life as a single mom. She's also had a smaller film career, appearing in films like Motel Blue, The Girls' Room, and The Cleaner. Marisa Tomei. Marisa Tomei is arguably one of the best actresses of her generation, and you probably know her best from her career in cinema, but she got her start as an 80s actress, and this gave her training for her future career. She was born December 4, 1964 in Brooklyn. One of her earliest TV roles was on As the World Turns. She also had a recurring role on the sitcom A Different World, which brought her more attention. While she didn't quite become the star like her compatriots mentioned in this video, it was in these shows that she got her training and gained a bit of fame in the industry. And it was because of these that she started getting cast in major films. In 1992, she was cast as Mona Lisa Vito in My Cousin Vinny when she became a star, and she won an Academy Award for the role. She went on to star in many great films, including Untamed Heart, The Perez Family, Before the Devil Knows You're Dead, and What Women Want. In recent times, she's known for her work in the TV series Empire and the Netflix series Master of None. She was one of the few 80s actresses who succeeded in that decade but wasn't defined by it. Nicole Eggert. Eggert rose to fame as a child actress when she was cast in one of the lead roles of the hit 80s sitcom Charles in Charge. She became a major part of the series, lasting 5 seasons. She found continued success on TV, including a role as Summer Quinn on the iconic 90s show Baywatch. In that series, she was required to show off her fit body while regularly donning a skimpy swimsuit. After her popularity faded, however, she ended up gaining quite a bit of weight, and her struggles were documented when she appeared on the reality series Celebrity Fit Club. Fans of Charles in Charge and Baywatch thought she looked unrecognizable, but she still ended up taking the needed steps to improve her well-being and get back into healthy shape. Val Kilmer. Val Kilmer is an actor who's been a prominent figure in the entertainment industry for several decades. He was born in 1959 in LA. He was interested in acting from a young age and studied drama at Juilliard. After graduation, he started his acting career in theater and made his screen debut in the 1984 film Top Secret. Throughout the 80s and 90s, Kilmer appeared in a number of popular films, including Real Genius, Top Gun, and The Doors. He quickly established himself as one of Hollywood's leading actors. One of Kilmer's most memorable roles was as Batman in the film Batman Forever in 1995. Today, he continues to be active in the industry. In recent years, he's appeared in a number of film and TV projects, including Shelter, The Nice Guys, and Cinema Twain. But since 2015, Kilmer has been struggling with throat cancer. As part of his treatment for the disease, he had a procedure on his trachea that damaged his vocal cords to the point that he now has extreme difficulty speaking. His battle with cancer was documented in the 2021 documentary Val. Most recently, he reprised his role as Iceman in Top Gun Maverick. Val has also been involved in various charitable organizations and has used his platform to raise awareness about social and political issues. He's also a talented writer and artist. He's written several books and painted numerous works of art, which have been displayed in galleries around the world. Axl Rose. Axl Rose is best known as the lead singer of Guns N' Roses. He was born in 1962 in Lafayette, Indiana. He formed Guns N' Roses in 1985, and the band quickly rose to fame with their debut 1987 album Appetite for Destruction. With hits like Sweet Child of Mine and Welcome to the Jungle, Guns N' Roses became one of the biggest rock bands of the late 80s and early 90s. But despite their success, Guns N' Roses was plagued by internal conflicts and controversy throughout the 90s. Axl's erratic behavior and frequent disputes with band members led to the departure of several key members, including guitarist Slash. The band's reputation was further damaged by Axl's volatile temper and a series of legal problems. In recent years, Axl has reformed Guns N' Roses with a new lineup and tours and records with the band. Despite his tumultuous past, he remains one of the most iconic and influential frontmen in rock music. Meg Ryan. Ryan was once considered America's sweetheart and was widely celebrated for her roles in beloved rom-coms like When Harry Met Sally, You've Got Mail, and Sleepless in Seattle. While her career started off strong, it later on took a hit after appearing in a series of poorly received movies. She was also surrounded by significant controversies for quite some time. After taking a break from Hollywood, she underwent several cosmetic surgeries that left her appearance permanently altered. These drastic changes surprised many who remembered Ryan's youthful glow back in her heyday. Melissa Gilbert. Gilbert rose to fame portraying the character Laura Ingalls Wilder on the hit series Little House on the Prairie. Her all-American girl looks made her a favorite among viewers, and she earned high marks for her riveting portrayal of Helen Keller in the 1979 film The Miracle Worker. Gilbert has remained active in Hollywood as an actor, director, and producer, especially in TV films. Despite struggling with alcoholism and addiction for many years, she's been able to overcome her vices and wrote openly about them in her 2009 memoir. Renée Zellweger. Renée Zellweger is an actress best known for her work in film and television. She was born on April 25, 1969 in Katy, Texas. She began her acting career in the early 90s with a series of small film and TV roles. But it wasn't until she starred in the 1996 film Jerry Maguire that she rose to international fame. Zellweger is best known for her roles in a number of critically acclaimed films, including Bridget Jones's Diary, Chicago, and Cold Mountain. Her performances in these films earned her several awards and nominations, including an Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress for Cold Mountain. In recent years, Renée has continued to work in both film and television. After taking a break from the spotlight in 2010, she returned in 2016 with a couple of brand new projects. However, during her time away from the public eye, she underwent a noticeable transformation that caught the attention of fans when she showed back up on the red carpet. She went on to star in the critically acclaimed 2019 film Judy, where she played legendary singer and actress Judy Garland. And she received widespread recognition for it, including an Academy Award for Best Actress. Claudia Wells. Fans of the Back to the Future trilogy will immediately recognize Wells, aka the actress who first portrayed Michael J. Fox's love interest, Jennifer Parker. Family issues led to her leaving the film series, and Elizabeth Shue took over the role. At 56, Wells looks little like she did in the 80s, but we've got to hand it to her, she still looks great. More recently, she's appeared in TV shows like The Mentalist and The Comeback Kids. In 2019, she showed up on the big screen in the role of Margaret Parks in the indie film Vitals. Courteney Cox. Cox is an actress, producer, and director, best known for her role as Monica Geller on the hit TV series Friends. Cox played Monica for 10 seasons from 1994 to 2004. On the big screen, she's appeared in several successful films, including Ace Ventura: Pet Detective, Scream, and The Longest Yard. Behind the camera, Cox has also made a name for herself as a talented director. She directed several episodes of Friends and other TV shows, as well as a number of music videos. In a 2016 episode of Running Wild with Bear Grylls, Cox candidly opened up about the many plastic surgeries she's undergone in an effort to hold on to her youthful appearance. She admitted she'd taken things too far and now regrets having had so many cosmetic procedures. Grylls then advised her she should avoid having any more, as her natural look is beautiful. Sally Struthers. Sally Struthers is an actress best known for her unforgettable role as Gloria on the 1970s television show All in the Family. Struthers was born in Portland, Oregon in 1947. She began her acting career in the 1960s with a series of minor film and TV roles, but it was her role as Gloria in All in the Family that made her a household name. She played the character for 9 seasons from 1971 to 79 and was widely praised for her comedic performance. In the years following, Struthers appeared in a number of other television shows and films, including Gilmore Girls and Still Standing. Most recently, she appeared in 2 episodes of the sitcom Marin in the role of Shirley. She's also been active in theater, performing in several stage productions over the years. Struthers, now age 75, continues to be active in the entertainment industry and currently appears in a number of stage productions and voiceover work. She's also involved in many charitable causes, including her work as a spokesperson for the charity organization Child Fund. Geena Davis. Renowned for her towering presence and versatile acting skills, Davis has been a prominent figure for several decades. Born January 21, 1956, her foray into the entertainment industry began as a model. She made her film debut in the 1982 comedy Tootsie, but her role as Muriel Pritchett in the 1988 film The Accidental Tourist truly put her on the map. Her performance was critically acclaimed, earning her an Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress. She's also an Olympian archer, having taken up the sport later in life and even competing in the Olympic trials. Furthermore, Geena is also celebrated for her timeless beauty and grace. With her striking features, statuesque frame, and bright smile, she's been a symbol of elegance throughout her career. Cindy Crawford. With her signature mole and statuesque figure, Crawford is one of the most iconic supermodels and has been a defining face in the fashion industry for decades. Born February 20th, 1966 in DeKalb, Illinois, Cindy's ascent to supermodel status was meteoric. In the late 80s and throughout the 90s, Cindy became synonymous with the term supermodel. She graced the covers of virtually every major fashion magazine, from Vogue to Elle, and was a fixture on the runway for top designers. Her all-American beauty, combined with a certain approachable quality, made her a favorite in the fashion industry and a beloved public figure. Beyond modeling, Cindy ventured into acting and television. She hosted MTV's House of Style, a hit show exploring the intersection of the fashion industry with pop culture. Though her foray into acting wasn't as successful as her modeling career, it showcased her willingness to explore different avenues within the industry. Lea Thompson. Known for her girl-next-door charm and versatile acting talent, Thompson has been a beloved figure in Hollywood since the 1980s. She initially pursued a career in ballet before transitioning to acting. She rose to fame with her role as Lorraine Baines in the iconic Back to the Future trilogy. Her portrayal of Lorraine, mother of Marty McFly, was both endearing and captivating. The trilogy became a cultural phenomenon, and fans still cherish Lea Thompson's performance. She's also been very successful on television. She starred on the popular sitcom Caroline in the City, which ran from 1995 to 99, and more recently in the family drama series Switched at Birth. Her beauty and grace have also been a defining aspect of her persona. Her radiant smile and expressive eyes have made her one of the most recognizable faces in Hollywood. Even as time passes, she continues to exude a youthful and vibrant energy. She's also ventured into directing and producing. She's a devoted mother and has often spoken about the importance of family in her life. Michelle Pfeiffer. With her ethereal beauty and immense talent, Michelle Pfeiffer has been a prominent figure in Hollywood since the early 80s. She first gained widespread attention with her role in Scarface opposite Al Pacino. Her portrayal of Elvira Hancock was both haunting and captivating. She continued to build on this success with a string of critically acclaimed performances in films like The Fabulous Baker Boys and Dangerous Liaisons. As the years have passed, her beauty seems to be timeless. At 64, she continues to be one of the most elegant and graceful figures in Hollywood. Her acting career remains vibrant, with recent roles in films like Murder on the Orient Express and the Ant-Man series. In addition to her acting career, Michelle has ventured into the world of entrepreneurship. She launched a line of fragrances called Henry Rose, which focuses on transparency and sustainability. The fragrances are free of harmful chemicals and crafted with high standards of environmental consciousness. Kim Basinger. Kim's ethereal beauty and exceptional acting skills catapulted her to stardom, and she remains one of the most revered actresses in Hollywood. Emerging in the 80s, she quickly became a sensation, capturing the hearts of audiences worldwide. Her role in 9.5 Weeks was particularly groundbreaking, as it showcased her ability to delve into emotionally complex characters, bringing an unparalleled depth and realism to the screen. The film, which was both provocative and intense, solidified her position as a leading lady in Hollywood. But her portrayal of Lynn Bracken in LA Confidential cemented her legacy as one of the greats. She's also been a fashion icon. Her classic beauty and elegant and timeless sense of style have made her a red carpet favorite. She's graced countless magazine covers and has been a muse for renowned fashion designers. Even today, she continues to grace the silver screen with her presence. Her enduring beauty and unwavering commitment to her craft make her a true Hollywood icon. Heather Locklear. Locklear has been a TV icon and a fixture in American pop culture for decades. Born September 25, 1961 in LA, her magnetic charm and acting talent quickly made her one of the most beloved actresses on television. She first gained national attention in the early 80s with her dual role as Officer Stacy Sheridan on the police drama T.J. Hooker, and as Sammy Jo Carrington on the soap opera Dynasty. Her portrayal of these characters showcased her range as an actress, as she effortlessly transitioned between the action-packed sequences of T.J. Hooker and the dramatic twists of Dynasty. However, it was her role as Amanda Woodward on the hit 90s show Melrose Place that truly solidified her status as a television superstar. She also ventured into film and made several notable appearances in movies. She became a fashion icon, known for impeccable style and stunning looks. Her blonde locks and radiant smile became her signature, and she graced the covers of numerous magazines throughout the 80s and 90s. Her legacy in television is undeniable. With a career spanning several decades, she's become a part of some of the most iconic shows in TV history. Meg Ryan. By the end of the 80s and into the 90s, Meg Ryan had established herself as the go-to star for every rom-com that needed a leading lady. Her roles in iconic films like When Harry Met Sally and Sleepless in Seattle endeared her to audiences around the world. Her ability to portray relatable and lovable characters made her a favorite among both audiences and critics. But as the years went by, Meg underwent a transformation. There was speculation about cosmetic procedures, and her appearance became a topic of media discussion. For a period, this seemed to overshadow her contributions to cinema. In recent years, Meg, now 60, has embraced a more natural look. She's eased up on cosmetic procedures and has focused on living a more private and fulfilling life. While she's taken a step back from acting, her legacy in the romantic comedy genre remains unparalleled. Jennifer Grey. With her effervescent spirit and undeniable talent, Grey is an actress who's left an indelible mark on Hollywood. She comes from a lineage of entertainers, as her father is renowned actor Joel Grey. Her journey to stardom began in the 80s with a breakthrough role playing Jeannie Bueller in the iconic teen comedy Ferris Bueller's Day Off. However, it was her role as Frances "Baby" Houseman in the 1987 film Dirty Dancing that catapulted her to international stardom. Starring opposite Patrick Swayze, Grey's performance was mesmerizing. In 2010, showing that her dancing skills were not just limited to the movies, Jennifer participated in and won the 11th season of Dancing with the Stars. Marilyn Monroe. Emerging as the archetypal blonde symbol, Marilyn Monroe won the minds and affection of millions throughout the 1950s. As an actress, singer, and model, she became one of the most iconic individuals in Hollywood history. Her meteoric rise to fame continued into the early 60s as she starred in numerous successful films that showcased her unique blend of charm, sensuality, and vulnerability. Unfortunately, her life was tragically cut short in 1962 at age 36. As a prominent figure during a time of social and cultural transformation, she played a significant role in sparking the sexual revolution of the 60s. Decades after her death, Marilyn's influence remains potent. Contemporary artists like musicians, actors, and fashion designers continue to draw inspiration from her style, charisma, and fearlessness. Jane Fonda. Fonda is one of the iconic figures in the entertainment industry who have maintained their status as a cultural symbol for over 6 decades. In the 1960s, she rose to prominence with her performance as the lead character in provocative science fiction film Barbarella. The movie showcased her acting talents and cemented her place as a bold and alluring presence in Hollywood. Throughout her career, Fonda has demonstrated incredible versatility as an actress, taking on various roles in different genres. From dramas like Klute and Coming Home to comedies like 9 to 5 and Monster-in-Law, her impressive body of work has earned her numerous accolades, including 2 Academy Awards. Today, she continues to captivate audiences with her charisma, talent, and dedication to making a difference. At age 85, she remains active in the industry, having starred in the Netflix series Grace and Frankie, and continuing to advocate for causes she holds dear. Sophia Loren. Italian actress Sophia Loren's rise from humble roots to worldwide prominence is an awe-inspiring tale. In the 50s and 60s, she quickly gained recognition for her exceptional acting talent, starring in numerous successful films both in Italy and Hollywood. Her captivating on-screen presence and undeniable beauty earned her critical acclaim and various awards, including the first-ever Academy Award for a non-English-speaking role in Two Women. She's demonstrated an unwavering dedication to her craft, taking on diverse roles that showcase her range as an actress. Even now, the artistry and charisma of Sophia Loren fascinate audiences. Despite being 88, she remains active in the entertainment industry, recently starring in the critically acclaimed film The Life Ahead. Brigitte Bardot. Celebrated as one of the most striking women of her era, Bardot was praised by Simone de Beauvoir as a driving force in women's history. During the 50s and 60s, Bardot captivated audiences with performances in films like And God Created Woman, which catapulted her to international fame. Her alluring beauty, combined with unapologetic sensuality, helped redefine societal norms and challenge traditional perceptions of femininity. As a result, she became a symbol of liberation and empowerment for women around the world. In addition to her acting career, she's been an influential activist for animal rights and welfare. After retiring from the film industry in the 70s, she dedicated herself to advocating for the protection and well-being of animals. She also established the Brigitte Bardot Foundation in 1986, which has since played a significant role in raising awareness and promoting change in the treatment of animals. She's currently 88 and is still recognized for her trailblazing contributions to women's freedom, the entertainment business, and her tenacious support of animal rights. Jayne Mansfield. Jayne Mansfield rose to prominence as a mesmerizing blonde sensation. As a prominent figure of beauty and charm in the 1950s and 60s, she also earned distinction as one of the inaugural Playboy Playmates. Mansfield's acting career began in the early 50s, and she quickly gained attention for her roles in films such as The Girl Can't Help It and Will Success Spoil Rock Hunter. Her glamorous image, combined with undeniable charisma, made her a popular star during the era. Her striking resemblance to Marilyn Monroe often led to comparisons, and she became a significant part of Hollywood's golden age. But her career took a tragic turn when she passed away in a car accident in 1967 at age 34. Today, Jayne is remembered as a dazzling icon who contributed to the evolution of beauty standards and societal norms. Catherine Deneuve. As a distinguished French actress, Catherine Deneuve is acclaimed for her exceptional beauty. Often taking on roles that showcased her mysterious and reserved demeanor, she had the opportunity to work with some of the most respected directors of her time. Her career began in the early 60s and quickly flourished as she starred in critically acclaimed films like The Umbrellas of Cherbourg and Repulsion. Throughout the years, she's collaborated with iconic directors like Roman Polanski and Luis Buñuel, among others. She's also become an enduring symbol of elegance and style. She served as the face of luxury brands like Chanel and Yves Saint Laurent, further solidifying her timeless icon status. She continues to work in the film industry at age 79, taking on parts that grow her as an actress and encourage the next wave of talent. Raquel Welch. Raquel Welch made a lasting impression with her unforgettable portrayal in the 1966 film 1 Million Years BC, despite only having a few lines. Her iconic animal skin bikini image elevated her to a symbol of beauty and desire, leading to a surge in popularity for her posters, which became bestsellers. Following her participation in the film, her career took off, and she went on to star in a number of movies in the 60s and 70s, including Bedazzled, Bandolero, and Kansas City Bomber. She also became a symbol of female empowerment, often portraying strong and independent characters in her films. Her iconic status as a beauty symbol also led her to venture into the world of fitness and beauty products as she released workout videos and authored books on health and wellness. She died at 82 on February 15, 2023, in her Los Angeles home due to cardiac arrest. She was suffering from Alzheimer's disease at the time of her death. Ursula Andress. Swiss actress and model Ursula Andress is best known for her role as Honey Rider in the 1962 James Bond film Dr. No. She remains the most iconic Bond girl for her memorable scene where she emerges from the ocean wearing a white bikini. Following her groundbreaking role, her career took off, and she starred in lots of films throughout the 60s and 70s, including Casino Royale, Clash of the Titans, and The Sensuous Nurse. In addition to her acting career, Andress became a successful model, gracing the covers of various high-profile magazines and continuing to captivate audiences with charm and magnetism. Though the 87-year-old icon has largely retired from acting, her legacy as the trailblazing original Bond girl remains strong. Claudia Cardinale. Beginning her journey as an Italian actress, Claudia Cardinale initially rose to prominence across Europe, taking part in beauty pageants. She's best remembered for her role in the 1963 classic film The Pink Panther. Her acting career began in the late 50s, and she quickly garnered attention for her captivating screen presence and undeniable talent. She starred in numerous iconic films like Once Upon a Time in the West, 8½, and The Leopard. With her most recent role in the 2022 movie The Island of Forgiveness, the 84-year-old icon continues to be a revered presence in the entertainment business. Jacqueline Bisset. British actress Jacqueline Bisset made a name for herself in the industry with her role opposite Frank Sinatra in the 1968 film The Detective. Her performance helped establish her as a rising star, setting the stage for a successful career in film and TV. She's appeared in numerous films including Bullet, Airport, and Day for Night, for which she received critical acclaim. But it was her appearance in the 1977 adventure film The Deep that catapulted her to international fame. The 78-year-old is still involved in the entertainment business, having recently made several appearances in movies like Madeline Collins and Lauren and Rose. Her talent, beauty, and versatility as an actress have earned her numerous awards and accolades, including a Golden Globe and an Emmy. Clara Bow. Clara Bow was one of the first and brightest stars of Hollywood's silent era. She was born in Brooklyn, New York in 1905 and had a difficult childhood marked by poverty, abuse, and mental illness. Bow dreamed of becoming an actress and won a beauty contest that gave her a chance to go to Hollywood. There, she quickly rose to fame with her natural charm, expressive face, and bubbly personality. She starred in dozens of films, including 1927's It, which gave her the nickname the It Girl. Pretty soon, Bow was considered the epitome of the flapper style and attitude that defined the Roaring Twenties. But her success came at a price. She faced constant pressure from studio execs, gossip columnists, and fans who wanted to control her image and personal life. She also struggled with anxiety, insomnia, and depression. On top of all that, she had several affairs and scandals that tarnished her reputation. And when sound films arrived, she found it hard to adapt to the new medium because of her thick Brooklyn accent and lack of formal training. Because of this, she only made a few talkies before retiring from acting in 1933 at age 28. After leaving, she married Rex Bell, a former cowboy actor who became a politician in Nevada. The two had 2 sons together and lived on a ranch near Las Vegas. Clara tried to live a quiet life away from the spotlight, but still suffered from mental health issues. In 1962, her husband died suddenly of a heart attack at age 58. Clara spent her last years alone in LA with only a few friends and relatives visiting occasionally. She died of a heart attack September 27, 1965, at age 60. Jane Fonda. Jane Fonda is an American actress, activist, and former fashion model who's won 2 Oscars and 7 Golden Globes. She's the daughter of legendary actor Henry Fonda and started her career in 1960 with Tall Story. Fonda became a star in the 60s and 70s with films like Barbarella, Klute, Coming Home, and The China Syndrome. She also became a fitness icon in the 1980s with her best-selling workout videos. She's also known for her political activism and social causes. She protested against the Vietnam War and was nicknamed Hanoi Jane for visiting North Vietnam in 1972. She supported the civil rights movement, women's rights, environmentalism, and anti-nuclear campaigns. She was married 3 times to French director Roger Vadim, to activist Tom Hayden, and to media mogul Ted Turner. Jane Fonda retired from acting in 1990, but made a comeback in 2005 with Monster-in-Law. She has since appeared in films like Youth, Book Club, and Our Souls at Night, and also starred in the Netflix comedy series Grace and Frankie. Theda Bara. Theda Bara was one of the first and most famous sex symbols of silent cinema. She was born Theodosia Goodman in Cincinnati, Ohio in 1885. In 1915, she got her breakthrough role as a seductive vampire in A Fool There Was. She became known as the Vamp and starred in many films that exploited her exotic looks and sensual appeal. Theda made over 40 films between 1915 and 1926, but most of them are lost today due to a fire at Fox Studios in 1937. Some of her most famous films include Cleopatra, Camille, Salome, and The Unchastened Woman. She retired from acting after marrying director Charles Braben in 1921. She died of cancer in LA in 1955 at age 69. Doris Day. Doris Day was a singer and actress who starred in many musicals and comedies in the 50s and 60s. She was known for her wholesome image and cheerful personality. She retired from acting in 1973 at age 49 after her last film With 6 You Get Egg Roll. After retiring from acting, Day devoted herself to animal welfare causes. She founded the Doris Day Animal Foundation in 1978 and the Doris Day Animal League in 1987. She opened a hotel in Carmel, California, where she lived with her many pets. She received several awards for her humanitarian work, including the Presidential Medal of Freedom in 2004. Day died in 2019 at age 97. Cameron Diaz. Cameron Diaz is another famous actress who retired from acting after a successful career. She rose to fame with her debut role in 1994's The Mask opposite Jim Carrey, and went on to star in more than 40 movies, including comedies like There's Something About Mary, Shrek, Charlie's Angels, and Bad Teacher. She's worked with acclaimed directors like Martin Scorsese, Spike Jonze, and Cameron Crowe, and earned 4 Golden Globe nominations. She announced her retirement from acting in 2018 during an interview for the anniversary of The Sweetest Thing. She said she wanted to focus on other aspects of her life that she had neglected while being a movie star. She also said she felt exhausted and overwhelmed by the pressure and scrutiny of being in the public eye. Since retiring, she's pursued various interests and passions. She wrote 2 books on health and wellness, The Body Book and The Longevity Book. She launched an organic wine brand called Aveline with her friend Catherine Power in 2020. She married musician Benji Madden in 2015 and welcomed their daughter Radix Madden in 2019. She recently made a comeback to acting with a role in 2023's Back in Action, a comedy film starring Jamie Foxx. But she reportedly quit again after Foxx had an alleged meltdown on set that caused delays and tension. Diaz had said Foxx was the only reason she agreed to do the film, and she was not interested in pursuing more roles. Greta Garbo. Greta Garbo was a legendary actress of the 20s and 30s, known for her beauty, talent, and mystique. She starred in classics like Grand Hotel, Anna Karenina, and Ninotchka. She retired from acting in 1941 at age 35 after her last film, Two-Faced Woman, flopped at the box office. She said she was tired of Hollywood and wanted to live a more private life. After retiring, she moved to New York City and became a recluse. She avoided publicity and rarely gave interviews. She traveled extensively around the world, collecting art and antiques. Though she never married or had children, she did have several close friends and lovers. Garbo died in 1990 at age 84. Shirley Temple. Shirley Temple was a child star who charmed audiences with her singing, dancing, and acting skills. She appeared in more than 40 films like Bright Eyes, The Little Princess, and Heidi. She retired from acting in 1950 at age 22. She then pursued a career in politics and diplomacy. She ran for Congress in 1967 but lost. She served as a delegate to the UN General Assembly in 1969. She was appointed as U.S. Ambassador to Ghana in 1974 and to Czechoslovakia in 1989. She also worked on various humanitarian causes and received many honors for her service. Temple died in 2014 at age 85. Meg Ryan. Meg Ryan was one of the most popular and beloved actresses of the 90s, starring in hit romantic comedies such as When Harry Met Sally, Sleepless in Seattle, and You've Got Mail. She charmed audiences with her quirky and beautiful persona, earning her the nickname America's Sweetheart. But by the early 2000s, her career took a downturn. One of the reasons she decided to step away from acting was her disillusionment with Hollywood and its unrealistic expectations of women. She felt she was constantly judged by her appearance and her personal life, especially after her divorce from Dennis Quaid and an affair with Russell Crowe. She also faced harsh criticism for changing her look with plastic surgery, which many saw as a betrayal of her natural beauty. She also had a desire to explore other creative outlets and pursue different passions. She became more interested in working behind the scenes as a producer and director, making her debut with the 2015 drama Ithaca. She also focused on raising her 2 kids, Jack Quaid, whom she shares with Dennis Quaid, and Daisy True Ryan, whom she adopted from China in 2006. Today, Ryan lives a low-key life away from the spotlight. She occasionally accepts film offers that appeal to her, such as 2008's The Women and 2017's The Bookshop, but she's not actively seeking roles or fame. She's happy with her partner John Mellencamp, to whom she got engaged in 2018. Rita Hayworth. Margarita Carmen Cancino was born October 17, 1918. Her parents were performers as well. Her father, Eduardo, was a professional dancer, and her mother, Volga, was part of the Ziegfeld Follies. They trained her early and took her to dance lessons as a child, and she was already a professional dancer at age 12. She never had the courage to tell her abusive father it was his passion and not hers. Rita's big break came with the 1935 film Under the Pampas Moon. Her contract with Fox led to several other projects, including Dante's Inferno, Charlie Chan in Egypt, and more. Her most famous work was the 1946 film Gilda. Rita's personal life wasn't as glamorous. Her first marriage to Eddie Judson in 1937 went downhill fast. She continued to be unlucky in love after leaving Eddie. Her second husband, Orson Welles, was emotionally unavailable and cheated on her several times. Her wedding to Prince Ali Khan was elaborate, but they split up in 1951 after he also cheated on her. He accused her of being an alcoholic, and she took their daughters back to New York in 1951. That started a bitter custody battle that she eventually won. Her final marriage to singer Dick Haymes also fell apart. Her career had gone downhill by the 70s, and the tabloids also claimed she was an alcoholic. An artist at Newport Beach took notice and sent her to get professional help. The truth is, she had undiagnosed Alzheimer's since the 60s. She found comfort in neighbors, but her daughter, Yasmine Jeffries, abandoned her singing career to help her mother in her final years. Rita Hayworth died on May 14, 1987. Julie Christie. Julie Christie was born April 14, 1940. She grew up on a plantation in India before moving to England and finishing up her education in France. She planned on becoming an artist before joining the Frinton Repertory of Essex in 1957. Her acting debut came in 1961 with the sci-fi TV series A for Andromeda. Her film debut was in the 1962 comedy Crooks Anonymous. One of her most memorable roles was her work alongside Warren Beatty in the 1971 Western McCabe and Mrs. Miller. Their chemistry made it a hit and began a long love affair. Julie's final box office hit was in the 1968 film Petulia. It sent her up as one of the best actresses in Hollywood, but she walked away after it was finished. Julie had never dreamed of superstardom and wasn't concerned with finding huge leading roles. She took a few parts but turned down many others that won other actresses Oscars. She also worked with Warren a few times after they split in films like Shampoo and Heaven Can Wait. Julie was considered retired by the 90s, but the truth was she was particular about what she chose to act in. The 1997 film Afterglow won her a Best Actress Oscar nomination. She also returned to the stage in 1995 for a production of Old Times. Since then, she's only taken small supporting roles that she's willing to dedicate herself to. Donna Mills. Donna Mills' breakthrough role came in 1971 with the Clint Eastwood film Play Misty for Me. She also starred in the Dallas spin-off Knots Landing from 1979 to 93. Her career flourished after these successful projects, but she always felt something was missing. She'd always wanted to be a mom and decided to adopt a daughter named Chloe at age 54. Donna left Hollywood for 18 years to take care of her daughter. She only took a few acting jobs in the first few years to make ends meet. Not everyone agreed with her decision to adopt a daughter when she did, but she now feels it's better to be a mother in your later years. Deborah Winger. Deborah Winger became one of the highest-paid actresses of the 80s. She had a string of hits with Urban Cowboy, An Officer and a Gentleman, and Terms of Endearment. There was plenty of drama behind the scenes in that final film. She couldn't get along with her co-stars Shirley MacLaine and Richard Gere. It gave her a reputation for being difficult, but she believes she would have been praised for her tenacity if she were a man. The world was surprised when she suddenly left Hollywood at age 40. She said she wanted to spend more time with her husband, Arliss Howard, and their children, Noah and Babe. It also gave her time to spend with her mother before her passing. She eventually came back to Hollywood in films such as Big Bad Love in 2001. Her most recent appearance was in the TV series Mr. Corman in 2021. Kim Novak. Kim Novak rose to fame as the star of the Alfred Hitchcock film Vertigo in 1958. It's now considered one of the greatest films of all time. She said in her book, Kim Novak, Her Art and Life, that being a part of Hollywood made her lose her sense of who she was. Hollywood execs didn't seem to be satisfied with her true self and personal choices. She had to refuse Columbia Pictures head Harry Cohn's requests to change her name and stop dating Sammy Davis Jr. Kim now lives in the Rogue River Valley of Oregon. She's become a skilled artist and also an animal lover. Her husband, Robert Malloy, was a veterinarian who she met when he came to care for one of her Arabian horses. He died November 27, 2020, and she called him her soulmate. Before we tell you more, be sure to give this video a like and subscribe to FactsVerse if you haven't already. Grace Kelly. Grace Kelly was another actress who rose to fame with Hitchcock films like Dial M for Murder, Rear Window, and To Catch a Thief. They made her a sought-after sex symbol and box office draw. The way she left Hollywood is one of the more interesting stories. She met Prince Rainier III of Monaco at the Cannes Film Festival, and they got married in 1956. She had to leave the world of old Hollywood to fulfill her duties as Princess Grace. Shirley Temple. Shirley Temple was born April 23, 1928. She became a major child star and acted in at least 14 movies. Her adorable curls and innocent persona made her a major box office draw. Shirley left Hollywood in her 20s to take up another unexpected pursuit, politics. She was appointed to the U.S. General Assembly by Richard Nixon. She became an ambassador twice, first to Ghana under Gerald Ford and then to Czechoslovakia under George Bush. Shirley Temple died on February 10, 2014. Her story of how America's sweetheart became a major political figure continues to inspire. Daniel Day-Lewis. Daniel Day-Lewis was born April 29, 1957. He's won more accolades than most Hollywood actors. He's got 4 Oscars and has even been knighted by Queen Elizabeth II. Daniel decided in 2017 to take those honors and run. His rep said in a statement he won't be acting anymore, but didn't offer any comments as to why. Daniel already went into semi-retirement in the 1990s. His most recent film was Phantom Thread in 2017, but it seems like it might be his last. Cary Grant. Archibald Alec Leach was born January 18, 1904. He left school at 14 to join a troupe of comedians and eventually had one of the most prolific careers of any classic Hollywood actor. Cary acted in over 72 movies. He eventually decided to retire after the birth of his only daughter Jennifer in 1966 at age 62. He died at age 82 of a cerebral hemorrhage on November 29, 1986. Gene Hackman. Gene Hackman was born January 30th, 1930. His successful 60-year acting career ended when he was 74. Health issues were one of his primary motivations for leaving. He says the straw that broke the camel's back was a failed stress test. The doctor told him his heart couldn't handle the demands of acting anymore. Gene is 90 years old and has also become a successessful author. His first book came out in 1999, and his latest, titled Pursuit, was released in 2013. Greta Garbo. Greta Lovisa Gustafson was born September 18, 1905. She grew up poor after her father died, but began an acting career when the department store she worked at used her in their film ads. Greta got a scholarship for drama school at age 18 and eventually earned a contract with MGM that led to several successful films, one of the most famous of which was 1935's Anna Karenina. Greta was a staple of old Hollywood and created a special style known as the Garbo mystique. It only lasted until she was 36. She was shaken by the end of World War II and felt the world had changed forever. Her retirement was meant to be temporary, but she never came back after the 1941 film Two-Faced Woman. Letters she wrote indicate she was disillusioned with the work. She stayed in her New York City home until her death at age 84 on April 15, 1990. Jack Gleason. Jack Gleason began studying acting as a child and performed regularly in youth theater productions. He began appearing in feature films when he was 10, with his first role in the 2002 film Reign of Fire. He also acted in Batman Begins, Shrooms, A Shine of Rainbows, and had a lead role in the 2010 film All Good Children. But he remains a star because he appeared as Joffrey Baratheon in Game of Thrones. This remains the character audiences most identify him with. In 2020, he appeared in 2 episodes of the BBC sitcom Out of Her Mind. It came as a surprise to many when he decided to put acting aside. He decided to pursue a degree in philosophy and theology at Trinity College, Dublin. He's also working in a small theater company. Perhaps one day we'll see him back in showbiz, but for now he has stated that acting was a hobby and never intended to pursue it full-time. Before we tell you more about the celebrities who left Hollywood for normal jobs, be sure to give this video a like and subscribe to Factsverse for more. Danny Lloyd. If you've seen the fantastic horror film The Shining, you'll remember Danny Lloyd, who played Danny Torrance. He was chosen for the role because of his ability to concentrate for an extended period. Perhaps he also had a knack for saying red rum in the most frightening manner possible. Danny wasn't actually told he was appearing in a horror film. He was told he was appearing in a drama about a family stuck in a hotel. It seems Danny will forever be remembered as Danny Torrance. The only other time he acted was in a 1982 TV movie, Will, G. Gordon Liddy, in which he portrayed a young G. Gordon Liddy. He made a cameo appearance in the 2019 film Dr. Sleep, which is a sequel to The Shining. He decided to stop acting and become an associate professor of biology. Kevin Jonas. The Jonas Brothers were a phenomenon at the height of their careers. They eventually broke up and went their separate ways, continuing to work in Hollywood and pursue their show business dreams. But unlike his brothers, Kevin Jonas decided to pursue a different path. He mainly focuses on creating apps. One of his most popular apps is called Yood. Through this app, you can order food to be delivered to your home. What makes it unique is that you can read the restaurant's Yelp reviews before placing your order. He and his wife Danielle have also released a children's book called There's a Rock Concert in My Bedroom. Freddie Prinze Jr. Freddie Prinze Jr. had a prolific acting career in the 90s and 2000s. He became known for his roles in films like I Know What You Did Last Summer and its sequel. His other popular roles were in films such as She's All That, Summer Catch, Scooby-Doo, and Jack and Jill vs. the World. He's also voiced characters in films such as Mass Effect: Paragon Lost and Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. He also had a few bit parts and recurring roles on TV, including starring in his own short-lived sitcom, Freddie. Today, he's focused mainly on writing. He published a cookbook called Back to the Kitchen in 2016. Cooking has always been his first love, and he almost pursued a career in the culinary arts before acting. While we might see him act on occasion, it seems he's more interested in spending time in the kitchen for now. Jeff Cohen. Remember Chunk from The Goonies? He was played by Jeff Cohen, who arguably created one of the most memorable child characters in American cinema history. Jeff had experience appearing on game shows and TV movies, but it was his role in The Goonies that made him a star. He was so committed to the role that he hid the fact that he had chickenpox, afraid it might lose him the role. Apparently, if you rewatch the film, you'll notice he did in fact have chickenpox, which were visible during the famous truffle shuffle scene. Despite enjoying acting and making a name for himself with The Goonies, he decided to give up acting as an adult. He pursued a law degree and is now a practicing attorney. He serves as an entertainment lawyer and also writes legal-related articles for prominent publications. Peter Ostrom. As a child, you probably loved Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. You probably wondered what happened to the young Charlie Bucket. Charlie was played by Peter Ostrom. His role in that film was the only one he ever appeared in. He decided not to pursue acting after this film. While he enjoyed the experience, he had other ambitions. For several years, he didn't feel comfortable talking about his role publicly, but he had a change of heart in the 90s. He regularly gives interviews and talks about his role and how he feels about the film. He decided to pursue a career as a veterinarian. After he finished filming Willy Wonka, his family had bought a horse. He grew attached to the horse and became very interested in how to care for it. He's now a practicing veterinarian in New York. Karen Parsons. You'll remember Karen Parsons as playing Hilary Banks in The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. The character was so popular, she also played Hilary in an episode of Blossom and an episode of Out All Night. She mostly had bit parts in other TV shows like The John Larroquette Show, Melrose Place, and Static Shock. She had lead roles in the short-lived TV sitcoms Lush Life and The Job. She also had a short film career. She had roles in films like Death Spa, Class Act, Major Payne, and 13 Moons. She's moved away from acting for the time being, but is still involved in creative pursuits. She created Sweet Blackberry, which is a series of animated films that showcase lesser-known black heroes. She's also published a few children's books. But for most of us, she'll always be Hilary Banks. Nikki Blonsky. You might remember Nikki Blonsky from the 2007 film version of Hairspray. She studied theater as a teen and appeared in many school plays. These included Les Mis, Kiss Me Kate, and Carmen. She also grew up loving the original Hairspray film directed by John Waters. She auditioned for the remake and won the role of Tracy Turnblad. She received lots of media attention for her role and praise for her performance. Following that, she continued to act. She had a few bit parts in TV shows, but she mainly focused on independent films. She had roles in films such as Harold, Waiting for Forever, The English Teacher, and The Last Movie Star. Her most recent role was in the 2019 film Ghost in the Graveyard. She mainly focuses on her blogging series on social media. She's particularly active both on Instagram and TikTok. Mara Wilson. Mara Wilson is easily one of the most famous child stars of the 90s. You'll remember her from films like Mrs. Doubtfire, Matilda, and A Simple Wish. She also had a few bit parts in TV shows in the 90s, like in Melrose Place, Pearl, and Batman Beyond. As an adult, she had a cameo in the series Broad City. She also had recurring roles in BoJack Horseman and Big Hero 6. She's also appeared in many web series, mostly making cameo appearances as herself. Most recently, she appeared as herself in the web series The George Lucas Talk Show in 2020. But she's mostly stepped away from acting to focus on her writing career. She wrote a successful autobiography about her life as a child actress. She's also involved with the charity project You Are Okay that focuses on helping teens who suffer from mental illness. In addition, she's been outspoken about the issues that child celebrities face. Now it's time to hear from you. Are you a fan of any of these celebs? Do you think they made the right choice in leaving Hollywood? Let us know in the comments section below. And before you go, make sure you give this video a like and subscribe to Facts Verse if you haven't already. Click the bell icon to stay updated on all our latest content.